Hi, this is Howlin Pelle from the Hives. You're listening to 89 Radio Rock.
Fala galera, beleza? Eu sou o Wendell Correia e hoje eu vou conversar com o Howlin Pelle, o vocalista da banda sueca The HIVES, que vão lançar o primeiro álbum em mais de 10 anos, chamado The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons. Agora em agosto eles brincam que o Randy Fitzsimmons é o empresário e também o compositor da banda, né? Eles brincam, mas eles nunca assumiram, eles falam de verdade que ele realmente é o compositor e empresário da banda. Trocar ideia com ele sobre isso, sobre esse novo álbum, tudo com exclusividade para 89 a Rádio Rock.
Hi, Pelle. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. How you doing over there?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine here in Brazil. Where are you now?
I am in Stockholm, Sweden, getting ready to host the Grammy Awards.
Yeah, I think you can make it because it's a great album. Congrats for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. It's been a long time, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy to finally have something on the way out.
I don't want to make you feel old, but I've been listening to you guys since I was a teenager, and it's even better than what I expect this new album.
Oh, thank you very much. It makes me really happy.
And talking about Brazil first, you've been in Brazil. What are your memories from here?
I've had so much fun in Brazil. It was cool because it was like we kind of spent a lot of time going back and forth between like the US and Europe, and we never really we made it to Mexico a couple of times, but it took a long time for us to venture into like Brazil and Argentina and such. So it kind of gave us a new lease on life. Like it made touring so fun again. And Brazil was like I remember all the awesome food and wine and awesome great fans. And I had like my lady grew up in Brazil, so we went there and kind of stayed back after a tour, went around to like see all the places she grew up in and stuff. So it was I have very fond memories of Brazil. I love it there, and I hope we can come back very soon.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why do you spend the days here in Brazil with her?
She lived in Rio when she was a kid, so we went to Rio mostly, spent like a week there. We spent a week in Trancoso where we have some friends who live, and yeah, just all around happy memories, man.
Did you learn any Portuguese?
Only like to speak on stage. I mean, I learned like before every show, I just tell someone to tell me, what some stuff to say on stage, and I'll try to remember that. But if somebody replies, I'm fucked. I can't have a conversation. I mean, I know some words and stuff, but I can't have a conversation. I think they even asked me before these interviews, like, could you do them in Portuguese? I'm like, did I really trick people into thinking I know Portuguese? Does it really sound that good on stage? Like, I don't really buy it.
That's great. And talking about the album again, first album in more than 10 years. And you post a video on the Hive social media where you are on the Randy Fitzsimmons grave, your right-hand manager.
Yeah, exactly.
And the art covers, that's the point of view of the coffin of that moment. What means this name and what happened?
Well, we don't know exactly what happened, but we've been, we toured the last album, and usually he's like away for like a year or two doing whatever while we're touring, and then we meet up and we make music again. But this time he never came back. He never showed up again. And kind of we booked shows, played some shows. He never showed up, played some more shows. We didn't really have any like guidance. We didn't have enough songs to make an album. So people, like fans, started protesting. And we're like, well, we want an album too, but can't make it because we don't have any songs. But finally there was like an obituary, and left at the site of a place that we were led to by a poem in an obituary, we found these cassettes, like these demos of Randy Fitzsimmons, obviously demos made by him. And I mean, it was enough for an album, but maybe this is it now. I don't know. Like maybe that's all we're going to get. If he is he dead? I'm not sure. I assume so. Somebody claims he's dead, but it could be him. I mean, I don't really know, but it seemed like an apt title to name the album The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons, because that's the reason it's taken so long.
Yeah, I hope this is not the last album of the Hives, man.
Well, I hope it isn't either. Like, I'd like to keep going for a bit. I like doing this.
And I think it was a bomb that killed him, because a lot of Hive songs talk about bombs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that is. Like he does that a lot. Like there's a lot of mention of explosions and bombs. I think it's more about the way the music makes you feel. Like you want the music to feel like a bomb, so sometimes that leaks into the lyrics.
And where and when the new album was recorded?
We started like a year ago. We recorded the first couple of songs, and then so we record like a song a day for like a week, and then we're like, well, we're off now. We got this going, and then we recorded another week, like late in May, and then we recorded like a couple of weeks in the fall of last year, and then the album was like mixed and finished and all that around the New Year sometime, which is usually a good sign for an HIVES album. Like Venny Delicious was finished right after New Year's, so I think it's a good spot to be in.
So it was after the lockdown. How much the lockdown had interfere and change the way you guys were working on new album?
Well, we were originally planning to go to the States and recording it, but they got too complicated and fussy, so we skipped that. That's a like very clear difference. But like in the middle of the pandemic, we actually did like a European and a US tour when it opened up, like for 5 minutes between like the COVID, like the Delta and the Omicron variants. There was a little window where we squeezed in some touring. We couldn't work the same way, but it also, I think, kind of forced us to finish stuff because we couldn't like book shows and go on tour. So it forced us to stay home and finish music. So it wasn't all bad for us.
And do you have a favorite track on the album?
I really like Stick Up. I think that's my favorite now. I also really like Countdown to Shutdown. I think that one's a banger. And Trapdoor Solution. I'll go with those today. What are your favorites?
My favorite's Countdown to Shutdown as well. The first one, Bugs Operandi, I really like it.
Yeah, cool.
And there's another one, Two Kinds of Trouble.
Oh, cool. Yeah, great. That's one of the older ones. Like we played that live a very long time ago. I mean, it's a slightly different version, but that has existed in some form for a long time. Yeah, I agree on those. Those are good. Thanks.
Talking about Two Kinds of Trouble, that's got my attention because it's a joke that I have with my friends here. Because they say, oh, there is two kinds of trouble. One is mine, one is yours. This is not mine, it is yours. You have this kind of joke good. There?
Yeah, no, that's not that. But that's a better one, I think. No, Two Kinds of Trouble is like, it's kind of like, the sentiment is kind of like, no matter where you turn your ass, it's going to get fucked. Like, it's like kind of like, cops and criminals. It's just like hang out with cops, hang out with criminals. It's just like two different kinds of trouble. Norwegians and Danes also, it's all trouble. It's just different kinds. So you just gotta have to pick which one. But I like that. It's your kind of problem, your trouble, and my problem.
Yeah. And what means this song for you? Countdown, Shutdown.
It's a lot of like, it is kind of about economics in a way. It's some, post-pandemic like observations about economics in people and in actual money, but it's kind of like it's kind of the same thing. There's trouble all the way up the ladder. It just looks different.
And talking about the first track, Bugs Operandi, what means this song and why did you guys decide to be the opening track of the album?
Because we really, really thought the intro was cool.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, it's been one of our favorites all the way through making this album. Like it's been, I mean, it seemed to be one of the most popular songs with the guys in the band. So, therefore we kind of ended up having it at first whenever we listened to the album, and it kind of just stuck there. We were opening with Step Out of the Way first, but it just felt way cooler to start it with Bogus Operandi.
Can you imagine you guys opening the show with that song as well? Or you guys we would open with that song on this tour?
Yeah, it looks like that. We usually like starting with the first song from the new album. I always liked it when bands say that, like you go to the show and you've listened to the album before in the car, and then they start and it starts the same way. I always thought that was great. So yeah, we're probably going to start with that.
Not going to have enough time to talk about all the tracks, but I want to talk with some of them. Crash into the Weekend. What is your favorite way to crash into the weekend?
I got two. I either go out and get obliterated, or I treat the Friday like a normal weekday. And I go home and I have dinner and I go to bed and then I have an awesome Saturday. You got to balance that shit. But I'd kind of rather have to crash into the weekend. My favorite crash into the weekend is probably start with beer and with vodka.
Both at the same time?
Yeah, mix and match. A couple of beers first, then you got to switch to vodka, I think.
And the track "The Bomb."
Yeah.
What means the song on this album?
The song is about. That's kind of like it's about going nuts in any way, shape, or form. He's a bomb. I'm a bomb. She's a bomb. We are bombs. We're going off tonight. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then the verse had a bunch of different versions where we were trying to figure out what to say. In that confusing, like, well, what the fuck is it? What do you don't want to not do? And all that stuff. Just felt, it was very like, kind of spontaneously created in the studio. Like we didn't have a thing to sing on that. And I kind of just sang that. And then we were wrestling, like, what are the words? What is it that you don't want to don't want to do? Is it party? Like party sounds corny. So let's switch it to something else. And then it ended up being get up or get down. But it's about going nuts. It's also kind of about crashing to the weekend. It's more like it has already crashed into the weekend. Whereas crashing into the weekend is I'm gonna crash into the weekend. And with the bomb, it's already crashed.
All the good stuff happens in the weekend, right?
Yeah, if you're from a working class town in Sweden, it does. Like the rest of the time, you got to be fucking working and saving up money so you can get drunk on the weekends. I don't know if people live like that anymore, though. It's kind of antiquated. Like now, everybody has a fucking home office and stuff. Like everyone now lives the lifestyle we lived all our lives, which is like there is no weekend, there is no weekday, there is no difference between fucking Saturday night and Sunday morning. It's all there's the same blur. And I think for that reason, we long back for the times when we had a weekend. Like Friday comes around, you start feeling good. Whereas now for us, like it's all kind of the same. Or you could say that we have Saturday all the time. Probably more accurate.
I'm feeling the same way here in São Paulo, in Brazil. I think it's
Great.
all over the world.
Yeah, it's like post-pandemic. It's like no one has a working week anymore.
Thank you so much. Really nice meeting you. Hope to see you guys in Brazil soon.
Can't wait to come back and see you guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Congrats for the new album. Really enjoy it.
Thanks, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cool. Bye-bye. Thank you.
89, a Rádio Rock.